Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Hazeeq, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at Solana. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto, and if you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right hand corner of the screen. Taking a look at the daily chart now, you can see we had a massive move to the upside from the bottom here in September, and Solana from the local top went down approximately 44%, which is really good in comparison to some other coins that dropped anywhere between 50 to 60, some dropped even to 65% with this most recent Bitcoin correction. But surprisingly, Solana has been holding very strongly. The support level that I gave you actually in the previous update. So this is a block that we are retesting as support, which was previously our resistance, and this is between $120.70 down to $117.40. So this area here, as you can see, we had one retest, second retest as resistance, and then we broke above. And now we came back down, back to support number 1, number 2, and we bounced up. So this was a really good entry point for anyone to get into Solana if you were looking for a short to mid-term trade, or even, and for those looking to top up their already existing position, this was also a good time to buy. So what we can expect next is obviously all depends on Bitcoin and the macro environment, whether we have any more bearish news coming from the financial markets, from the media, or if we have Jerome Powell getting more bearish like he did during the previous FOMC meeting at the press conference. So if he says, oh, we're definitely not cutting any interest rates in 2024, for example, that would be quite a negative thing for the markets, and then obviously every altcoin including Solana is going to drop. So in case of black swan like that, or not even a black swan, because a black swan is something that you don't even expect, so that wouldn't be considered a black swan. But if a black swan, an actual black swan like a COVID-20 style dump from March 2020 would occur, then we could see a dump of another, let's say 50%, 40%. That would take us down to $83.50, which is this support level that we retested back in January 2024, so just a few months ago. Now that's in case we have a very bad outcome, a black swan, like I said. In a more moderate outcome or a less bearish outcome, you can expect a retracement back down to $120-ish. So another retest of this block here is probably going to happen if we have another correction, if we have more news coming from the Middle East that could tank the markets. Then Solana is definitely going to be coming back down to that $120 price range. In terms of a potential break of the all-time high here, which is sitting at roughly $261. So we got to $212. Now we can set up a Fibonacci retracement just to see what we're looking at here. So we'll set up the fib just like this. So from the bottom in April to the high in March 2024, so this all happened in the past few months, we have the 1.618 target sitting at $301. So that is going to be your target out of this fractal. Now, for us to get to this target, we obviously have to break above $209.80, which is this local top. If we fail to do that, or let's say if we start printing lower lows and lower highs from here, and we lose this low, then obviously that target is off the map, and we're not even looking at that target right now. Like I said, you have to break the local top first, but then if you start losing this low, then the entire fib can be scrapped as well, because then we'd have to rearrange it. We'd have to drag it all the way down lower. Or what you can also do is you can take a Fibonacci retracement and then just set it up to the downside. So in case we start dropping down, you do have a 1.618 to the downside here, which is going to be $95.78. So if you start dropping down, you lose the first fib level, then you have your minimal target at $106, then $102, and then $95, almost $96 here. This is the bearish scenario for the daily chart. Now, if we bring back the other fib, you can see we have $246, $267, and then $301. So it all depends on which way the market goes. I'm not here to tell you which way it goes. I'm here to prepare you for both scenarios. Now, personally, I'm not buying any Solana at these prices. I unfortunately did not buy any Solana at the lower prices. Even though I did give you all of these buy alerts, I was focusing in on some other coins. Now, if I was planning to buy Solana, I would have been picking them up at those prices then. I was just buying other coins. Obviously, this pullback was a good time to be accumulating any coins. And of course, some performed better than others. Taking a look at the daily RSI, as you can see, we're in the lower part, in the lower section of this chart, below the index of 50. And we almost got to the oversold here, like we did back in September 2023. So relatively speaking, it's not a terrible spot to be buying your coins at, but let's switch over to the weekly chart. And before we continue with the video, I want to give a quick shout out to my Patreon. If you're interested in getting more exclusive content, you want to support me as a creator, and you like what you're seeing here on YouTube and you want more, feel free to check out the Patreon. That's definitely a place for you. There's a 7-day free trial, which means you can get access to all of my content since the inception of the page. So that means you get podcasts, low cap gems, technical analysis, project reviews, and a whole bunch of other stuff. We try to do posts there on a daily basis. We cover airdrops and a lot of stuff that we don't really cover on YouTube because we don't have as much time. And of course, because patrons get more stuff and more content. And if you're interested in that, the link is down below in the description. Thank you all. Let's continue on with the video. Okay, so now on the weekly, we have a clearer picture. You can see that we're holding the 20 EMA. Even after this pullback, we're still holding the 20 EMA. That is very healthy. You can also see we still have the 2 arrows from the previous update. Now, this is when we mentioned the bearish divergence on the weekly chart, and we were expecting this to play out, and the markets obviously provided us with an environment for the bearish divergence to play out, and then we had that drop. We even dropped below the blue support block here on the RSI. And then you can also take a look at the red zone here, which was our resistance for quite some time, and then we bounced above it. So we may come back down to this area before we have another move to the upside. But this is just, I kept this on the chart just to show you. And, you know, these bearish divergences and bullish divergences on the weekly chart are a very good sign, especially in the higher time frames. It's a really, really good indicator to look at. For example, right now, it does not look like we have any bullish divergences. And I don't think we had any on the daily. Now, in terms of volume, the volume is doing great for Solana. It's coming back up to those 2021 levels. And once the bull market is back in full throttle mode, I do think it's going to be even, the volume levels are going to get even higher than the 2021 levels. We just don't want to see any of these technical issues with the network that really, that are getting in the way a bit, and it's slightly annoying, I'll be honest. So on the weekly chart, if you're still looking to buy something that has done, you know, 1,860% from its bear market bottom, feel free to do so. Right now it was legitimately a really good buying opportunity because we just bounced off the 20 EMA. But if you're expecting, you know, a 10x from this, I would probably say a 10x is not going to be possible with Solana at this point. I could be wrong, but a 10x would put us at $1,153. Can we do a 10x from the current prices? Let me know down below in the comments. I personally think that we've done quite a bit here. and we're looking for a final stretch here, and I do hope $600 is achievable. And then if we can go and get slightly higher to $700, $800 maybe, but I would not be holding my tokens or my coins until, you know, $947 or $1,000. It's going to be a bit too much for me, but again, it depends on your financial plan, your situation, and your targets. So let me know, what are your thoughts on Solana and what are your targets to the upside? And I'm going to see you in the next video. Stay safe and take care.